going to move the house in 2 days, and it's all your fault. My fault. If you hadn't pushed me out of the window in the first place, oh yeah. Well, if you hadn't shown up in your stupid little cardboard spaceship and taken away everything that was important to me. Don't talk to me about importance. Because of you, the security of this entire universe is in jeopardy. What? What are you talking about? Right now, poised at the edge of the galaxy, Emperor Zurg has been secretly building a weapon with the destructive capacity to annihilate an entire planet. I alone have the information that reveals this weapon's only weakness. And you, my friend, are responsible for delaying my rendezvous with Star Command. You are a toy! You are the real Buzz Lightyear. You're an action figure. You are a child's plaything. You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. Farewell. Oh yeah, well, good riddance, you loony.
Wow, I think I saw a vein pop out of your forehead. Quoting that.
She's like, oh yeah, well you.
Oh so my gosh, that's so funny. If you guys do not know where that wonderful quote is from, that is from the original Toy Story. The first 4 or 5? 1995 film Toy Story.
1995, man. AD.
Taking it back. Oh my gosh. Well, welcome back to another episode of Bump That, episode 45. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video.
45.
Yeah. If you guys have never heard of us before, we're siblings. We've got Brian in this corner.
What's up, everybody?
We've got KT in this corner.
I'm not so sure I am a toy.
And I'm Miliana, your host, absolutely a toy. And we are siblings who love to nerd out and discuss all sorts of nerdy things and decided to share it all with you people. And here you are listening. So, welcome. We've got a fun show for you guys tonight. The chunk will be going over, what are we doing again? Autumn-themed comedies. So,
or dark comedies, because somebody's never seen dark comedies.
Because Ileana is a toy and only does childish things.
You are a child's plaything!
Exactly. So, I chose just autumn-themed comedies while Brian and KT over there stuck with the actual prompt of tonight, going with dark comedies. So that'll be the chunk for you guys later on in the show. But we've got some news for you guys. It is starting with Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo cast in the film adaptation of Wicked. There is a petition to keep James Corden out of the film by any means necessary. If you guys did not watch last week's video, leave this video real quick. Go watch that one, and then come back to this one. But we specifically just talked about James Corden being another Ryan Reynolds, who was the other one? Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, where we can't freaking get him out of these films. He always seems to weasel his way back in.
The problem is with James Corden is that he has not had one good, decent starring role in a film. Not one. At least the other guys that we talk about, they actually have...
What? You didn't like the hand in the Emoji Movie? The thumbs up or whatever he was? I don't... Was he a thumbs up or was he a face palm? Because I can't even remember.
I'm sorry, I can't... I think I need to sit down.
Yeah, she couldn't stomach the thought of it. But... Or you didn't like the cat in Cats that he played? You didn't like that famous role?
Excuse me while I cough up the hairball that is that movie.
Yeah, so James Corden, you are a fun person. You have a lovely personality. Please do not keep doing films. And now there's a petition. That's a big yikes. People are also fed up with him.
I just had this wait, really quick. I just had this whole mental image of while you were talking. You said that he has a great personality. So I pictured Cusco going, yikes, yikes, yikes. And let me guess, you have a great personality. And it's his face afterwards.
That's James Corden.
Oh, I see. Now I just feel like his smiling face is slowly just dripping down, dying inside, and his chubby cheeks. He's like one of those kind of guys that buttons his polo shirt all the way to the very top.
Whereas
those kind of.
like his neck is kind of like sticking out the side a
Yeah.
little bit, pouring out like some cake batter.
Yeah, but okay, that's kind of mean. But anyways, Cake Batter Boy
Well, no,
already
that's
has
okay.
over.
To not be mean, that's anybody who wears a buttoned-up collared shirt all the way to the top. Your neck is pouring out like cake batter. That is not a dig
Well,
at him.
specifically polos.
Yeah.
You're wearing polos all the way to the top. This is weird. I bet you. Yeah. Anyways. So there's already like over 500,000 signatures on this petition for your boy James Corden to not
whiz.
be in the new Wicked movie. So I know there's a lot of fans,
Who
a lot of
would he
theater
be?
arts fans.
The Green Witch, would he be the enemy, the antagonist of this whole film? And it's James
no.
Corden and all of his
hope
glory.
That's supposed to be a woman. Like,
It's
Yeah, the main two
2021, it
parts
could
in that
freaking
film
be
are women.
anybody.
oh, give me a break.
No, women need to have their place in the sun. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Wow,
And
he's
as
such...
as a notorious green witch, of course.
Yes. So, keep James Corden out of Wicked. If you are all for it, go sign that petition. I am not.
If
linking
anything,
it in
he
the
can
bio.
star in the movie Nice and Polite.
Is that a movie that you just made up?
I think so.
It's the opposite of Wicked.
Whoa,
Oh,
good one.
wow.
Nice.
Or like decently well behaved.
We are quality
The movie.
entertainment.
Oh, well,
here.
okay, you know, that is a great segue into quality entertained of just Eternal scrounges up a $70 million weekend. Good, if not spectacular numbers. Is 70 million really good for opening weekend for this movie? Is it?
You know, it's a Marvel film, so it's that caliber. With Marvel films, you expect you gotta remember, think of Venom, which is not an MCU film, that made $90 million. Shang-Chi did about 80 million. Black Widow did about 80 million. Now, Eternals, it's not like it's not like Batman or Spider-Man where you know that superhero character. Nobody knows even one unless you're a complete basement dwelling nerd. You know all the characters of the Eternals, so they're not, a name brand superhero character, but it's still Marvel and there's a lot of big name actors in it. I know Katie, your girl Angelina Jolie is in there.
Angelina.
My girl Selma Hayek is in there.
Selma.
Bunch of the Game of Thrones kids are in there. So it's not bad, but it's not it's not great either.
I wonder. That was only in theaters, right? A theatrical release only.
Yes.
Okay, so give it 3 months or 2 months or whatever, and it's gonna be on Disney Plus. So it'll rack up some more money there, but I wonder how. Were the reviews of the movie good?
From what I've seen, it's like critics views. Critics were split, and in fact, I think on Rotten Tomatoes, it's the lowest rated Marvel film, even lower than what's the Thor one, the second Thor movie, Dark World. It's It's rated lower than Dark World, and then the audience reviews are pretty low too. They're giving it like a B plus compared to like every Marvel movie's gotten at least an A. But
Wow.
this one's
Have you guys seen it yet? No. I haven't seen it either. I don't really have a desire to see it either. The commercials made it look...
Exactly, that's the point.
The commercials made it look exciting, but I also don't... you don't know the characters unless you were a basement dweller. But I just don't have like a drive to go see it. I don't really care.
And it does have Chloe Zhao. She's the Oscar-winning director of Nomadland. She's the first person of color, female woman to win the best directing Oscar. Much deserved. Nomadland is a great film. Highly recommend it. Then here she is helming this big CGI Hollywood blockbuster. But yeah, I don't know. It's nobody's really just leaping.
Well,
to
even
go
I
see
haven't
it.
heard like any of my friends buzzing about it. Where I heard like everybody, have you seen Shang-Chi yet? Oh my gosh, everybody was on a riot with that, and I haven't heard anybody be like, have you seen Eternals? Whoa, so. Not anybody on social media has been raving about it, so I feel like it's just gonna be a pass for me. You know what I'm saying?
It's a no from me, dog. I'm sorry. It's a nah for me.
And speaking of,
I'm gonna see it eventually, but I mean, it's another CGI festival, and those always don't do well with me.
and
So.
bump that will be there for
Jesus.
Brian's review of Eternals. But speaking of kind of, it's a not from me, dog, is live action Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, starting production with Rachel Ziegler of an upcoming West Side Story star. Why are there so many Snow White films? We literally have had Mirror Mirror, Snow White and the Huntsman. I feel like there was another one also, like I'm forgetting one.
There's this show, Once Upon a Time on ABC that has Snow White.
Mm-hmm. So
Well, that
like,
show ended like a few years ago.
Check again.
Oh,
Check
breaking
again.
news. It's
No.
not.
Oh, okay, let's check it out.
It's not over.
What? It is
That
over.
show is still
Are
going?
you high?
No.
No way. I'm checking it right now.
Yeah.
Once upon a time.
I saw a commercial.
Once upon a time.
Oh
I saw a
man,
commercial
breaking
for
news.
it not too long ago.
Series finale date.
Oh,
Yeah, May 18th, 2018, bro.
Okay. Well, I don't know then why.
Okay, well,
Read it and weep,
That's-
sister.
that's not so long ago.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
still
know why
fairly
I saw-
recent.
I don't know why I saw that commercial recently.
That
then.
show went on for a good while, actually. I'm surprised.
It really did. I used to watch it in college.
I remember. So
Yeah, it was a 6 or 7 season show.
So that's another Snow White story. Why are we getting so many Snow White stories? Do people even care about Snow White as a character, honestly? I feel
Listen,
like I never
Disney
hear
is doing
anybody,
this. They're
raving about
they're
Snow White.
they're doing. I mean, they're remaking everything they've got. Everything they've got in the books, they're gonna remake it, package it, ship it out. I mean, when did it start? Did it start with Alice in Wonderland? Was that the very first one?
I
and
think
that one
so.
had that had a sequel.
When did the Jungle Book one come out?
It was after.
2015, 16? Yeah.
I saw it with Fidel.
Well, okay.
And that
so,
one
like,
was good. That one was good.
You had that really old 90s 101 Dalmatian.
Yeah, there was that too.
Yeah, so I feel like I don't know, maybe they
That
started
doesn't really that doesn't count
It's
though.
not in
because
like
it
the
was...
recent years, but that is a remake
Yeah.
of the film and live action. So now they've just been pumping all of these old films, making them into live action, and do people care?
See,
Do
I
you
think
guys
I think
care?
it works if you mix it up like Maleficent. They redid that where the villain was the main character, and that worked
Right.
out really well. I didn't see the sequel, but the first movie I was super surprised by how
Yeah.
enjoyable that
So
movie
basically,
was. It was really good.
It's gotta like change the narrative a bit, like kind of like Corella did, where you're not following the, oh gosh, what's Pongo's owner's name?
Roger.
Okay, well, you're not following the dogs. You're not following the main guys. You're following the villain. So I feel like, what could Snow White do to be different?
Well, first, I think it doesn't need to be pandering. I think a lot of the remakes that have come out, such as Aladdin and even Mulan, they have just been really tone deaf with their audience. And
They're very nostalgia bait.
Yeah,
That's
and-
one thing.
Yes, and it's not working. It's actually, it makes their fans angry because, yes, you want that nostalgia, but at the same time, we don't want to be pandered. We don't want to be like not talked down to. That's not the phrase I'm trying to use.
If it ain't broke, it don't. Don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, then dun.
Because, you've got those classic movies. You've got Lion King, a classic, fan favorite. Everybody loves the film. Why did they feel like they had to go and make this new one that was horrible?
And I don't really see a problem with making a remake. It's the approach, because you've had remakes all through forever, really. If we didn't have remakes, then we wouldn't have the Lord of the Rings, really. We would just have like the 1970s version, animated version.
Oh, my favorite.
I don't know if that counts. I mean, because that's an animated.
Well, still.
They made the first live action version of the film of the books, so it's not really a remake.
Still, well, actually, no. There is a it's some sort of European thing, and it was like an acid trip.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember that being made. But okay,
Wow.
so why aren't we getting?
That's in Europe.
So Snow White's been done. Okay, that's another thing to look at. Snow White has been done. Why aren't we getting Pocahontas? Why aren't we getting Hunchback of Notre Dame? Classic
Pocahontas
Disney movies.
is way too controversial. Nobody wants to touch that.
I disagree with
It's
that.
it's true. Nobody wants to touch Native American stuff.
disagree.
It's
I
you know-
feel like that would be quite a challenge, and it would be a chance to actually get the culture correct.
Right.
If anything, I'm sure, I bet now would be the best time to come out and do a movie like that. But given
only if you make the white people the bad guys. Like,
Well, they are the
really.
Well, they are the
guys.
bad guys, as they should be.
It's
Well, yeah.
clear that it's absolutely
But
clear that
how
they
can
are
you
the bad
sell
guys.
that? How can you do if you're a Disney movie and your main audience is mainstream regular America? Oh, you're the bad guys. I mean, they did that. They do that with Dances with Wolves. They did it with Avatar. How many much more ways can we say white people suck?
Okay,
and still
well
have
then
them buy
let's,
the movie.
let's throw Pocahontas out of the mix just for controversial status. So how about Hunchback of
and then
Notre
for a
Dame?
Hunchback,
It's not- it's not-
Josh Gad has been attached. Josh Gad has been attached to Hunchback forever.
Really?
But again, oh yeah, he's supposed to have been Hunchback forever. But again, that's to do that. Would you go because the animated version of Hunchback is completely different from the original Victor Hugo story. It's a lot more
you've also got
darker.
the play, and the play is like the theater has been critically acclaimed to be just amazing. So why couldn't they take that script or like that type of acting or whatever and transform it into a film?
I don't know, and then there's gypsies in it, and people get weird when it comes to gypsies.
No,
It's-
what would be great is I would totally vote for Princess and the Frog.
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
It would be
and
really
really beautiful. Very.
But it just came out though. Princess and the Frog came
that's
out.
2009.
So yeah, it's not even a classic yet. It's barely
so
a classic.
Well,
Why
okay.
does it have to be a?
It
classic?
hasn't. It like look. All those movies have at least 2 generations of audiences to watch. Princess and the Frog. I love Princess and the Frog. Don't get me wrong, but it's barely been around. It's still in its infancy.
Okay, this will be a thing to get newer audiences interested. The movie came out not too long ago, however, probably around that time because that was the last 2D Disney movie animated. There wasn't a whole lot of people like latched onto it. That was when Disney films were in that weird era, So I think that'll get newer audiences interested in that film again to go watch the animated one because the live action is on its way out. So I think that would be fun, and also to see like what actor, whatever you want to call that person, in that role, who would they get to play Tiana and Naveen? I think that would be really interesting to see.
What do you think about this one? I've heard so many rumors, a lot of people, lots of different corners of the dark web and everything, asking for
Dark
this.
web?
Asking for this remake because this movie is hit and miss. What the heck was that? Are you on your phone during the podcast?
No.
I burped.
Anyway, okay, sure. But anyways, to remake this movie, which animated, it had
Finding
it was
Nemo,
no,
live
it
action.
it was one of those movies that it just didn't connect the way it should have, and that's Atlantis.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
If you did a live action Atlantis, kind of like the mix of like Treasure. No, what's the movie with the Jungle Cruise, like the Jungle Cruise,
Yeah.
the Mummy, the Indiana Jones. If you did it live action, that style,
Ooh,
that movie.
and you know when they're
you know.
going down in like the caves or whatever, that whole like explosion scene and like the betrayal and everything, that would be so fun to watch live action.
It would be a CGI festival, absolutely.
I'm okay with CGI. Some people are against it just because it's like so in your face, but if it's done well, it can be really awesome. Like Shang-Chi did it great. So that would be fun. Or even
that's one.
Treasure Planet could be another one. Another film that flopped.
Yeah, those two films, they were, I mean, they had parts that worked and they had parts that didn't work. So I'd be interested to see how they would do those live action.
Yeah. Oh, now that I'm thinking about it, a really old live action Disney film that came to life. Oh wait, well no. Because the film came after, or the animated film came after. I was gonna say Tarzan.
Somebody just made a. That's George of the Jungle Kid.
Oh, you're right. Same character, basically. Good
Somebody
Lord.
just, I forget. I think it was Universal just made a Tarzan movie
With
like
Skarsgård, what's his name?
with Margot Robbie. She was Jane, and then Sam Jackson was.
That's another
in that
one.
movie
She's
too.
starting to get too everywhere. She needs to be careful. She's turning into Tom Holland. Princess Peach.
What were we talking about?
Snow White and the Seven Dwarves becoming a new live action Disney film.
Okay.
So what do you guys think in the comments down below? Let us know. Are we, just rambling too much, thinking too into this, or are you
All I'm
excited for
saying,
it?
what I'm saying, when they do Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, I want to reach out to my small friends all across the world. They should be cast as the dwarves. Do not cast
Your small
regular.
friends across.
No, I'm serious. Our little friends across the world, people of a smaller stature, they should get a chance to act in that without having big name regular people steal those roles from them. Okay?
I agree.
Warwick Davis, anybody? Thank you.
All right. Well, that ends our news segment. Excuse me. This week is an interesting week. We have all failed you. None of us have a individual segment prepared. Wah, wah, wah. However, KT, you have some information for us on a giveaway.
Yes. Okay, so we are rapidly approaching December, and I think it's December 11th?
Yep.
Yes, December 11th of 2020 shall forever be etched into our memory, because that is the day that Ileana and I released the very first episode of
Released?
that we posted.
We
our
release the secret weapon.
I was gonna say something that was very inappropriate, and I'm glad. I still want to say it, but I'm not going to.
Oh, that's too bad.
We release the secret weapon.
We produce.
She can't even. She's like we.
Gosh.
Weezed. No. We finally.
See, she did it again.
We finally sat down our dumb old keisters after talking for so long about wanting to, do a podcast. We're like, oh, we should, we're on the phone. talking, we should do a podcast, and this would be a great topic. We should do a podcast. Oh, we should talk about that. And finally, I said, we're going to do it. Let's do it. And we recorded the first Bump That podcast episode.
Yeah, such humble beginnings. So, we are doing a giveaway. I haven't this is where I falter cuz I've just been so incredibly busy up to my eyeballs. But when I'll have more details for you next week. But basically, all you have to do is be subscribed. Maybe leave a comment in our more recent videos, maybe like the last 5 videos, or maybe any comment from video number 41 to 50 or whatever, going up to December 11th. Leave a comment in any of those videos. I'll write your name down, draw your name from a hat, and boom! You will get a fabulous prize that each one of us will produce. So you'll actually get a 3-in-1 prize.
Wow!
Yes. I'm giving away a plushie, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I love plushies. They're all over my room here. And Ileana and Brian are gonna give away something as well.
Ileana over here is going to be making some limited edition Bump That only stickers. So
complete with Timmy Tantrum.
So
maybe.
that'll be my contribution to the giveaway box set. Brian is to be determined, I'm pretty sure. Right, Brian?
Oh, yeah. It'd be a surprise,
Oh, jeez.
So it's going to be good. So
tantalizing.
tantalizing goodies. So please leave a comment down in one of our most recent videos so you can be added to the drawing of this giveaway. It is going to be one you won't want to miss.
That and or if you are one of the many people that comment on my polls that I put out sometimes, I'll probably be putting out a poll next week. Leave a comment on my poll, and I'll put your name into the hat as well.
And that poll will be on KT's Facebook.
Yes, I'm friends with most of our listeners.
Hi, Mom!
Yeah.
With the sequin weapon!
So, that is a Bump That giveaway. You guys won't want to miss that, so be looking forward to that in the future. But we also don't have our individual segments today, so we are going to go ahead and go into the
Wait, did you
chunk.
want me to talk about Animal Crossing? Or no? Did you want to save that?
We could probably save it for Joanna.
Hope she doesn't listen to this episode.
Spoilers! All right, so the chunk. Yeah, the chunk. Ileana, tell us about
The
how
chunk
chunky we are. How
zone!
chunky are we?
All right, so like we said earlier, we're going to be doing the best autumn-themed comedies. Brian, that is what I'm doing. Brian and Katie over there have dark comedies to be discussing. So we're just going to go ahead and list down a few of them, why we like them, why they're good for the reasons that I stated.
Why you should watch them.
Yeah, why you should give them a little looky look.
Don't watch that Transformers junk. Watch some of these fun, better movies.
Yeah.
Am I
Alrighty,
right?
well...
Am I right or what?
Yeah, you're so right.
Thank you.
All right, KT, since you never really get to go first, we're going to let you go first, middle child.
All right, so I'm actually going to start with my top pick.
Okay.
Usually I start from the bottom and go to the top, but no, I'm going to start with my top pick. And this is a series on Netflix. I'm going to go with Bojack
Oh, we could have done
Horseman.
series? Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I thought we were doing films.
I'm going to go, well, it's whatever. It's
No,
Dang
it's
it,
fine.
none of us
It's fine.
followed the prompt.
no. All right, so Bojack,
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Frickin'
It's fine.
Bojack Horseman.
Dude, that's such a good pick, bro. Such a good pick.
Yes.
I'm so jelly right now.
I started watching it because I just had heard a lot about it.
You just
and I
really
thought,
like horses.
No, I really don't actually. But anyway, I had seen a lot about BoJack Horseman and how it was not what it appeared to be. It wasn't like a Family Guy or American Dad or Squidbillies even. It was something a little bit deeper, and I thought, okay, well, what could this possibly be? And the first few episodes of BoJack Horseman, it just establishes everything. But then all of a sudden, in one fell swoop, this show gets extremely real and extremely serious and extremely relatable. And it may be a little too relatable, and it is very dark, in a way that it makes you think. It makes you ponder about your own psyche, and the psyche of others. What are they going through? But anyway, about the show, it's about a 90s actor named Bojack Horseman, who's basically coasting on his own fame. But he's not really doing anything. He wants to land a job. In season 1, he wants to get a job as playing Secretariat in a Secretariat movie. And so it's about that.
Side note, Secretariat was a famous racehorse in the 60s and 70s.
Yes, and so he's trying to get that role, but he keeps sabotaging his own life. And there's just a lot that goes into it, and it just gets better and better every season. It's so easy to binge watch and go down this vortex of just self-destruction and watching them rebuild and just hoping that he can just redeem himself and these other people can redeem themselves and find some joy and happiness. And when they do, you celebrate with them until they tank it again. And it's like, good gosh, this never-ending spiral, and it has a bittersweet ending, very, very bittersweet. But check it out, BoJack Horseman. Even though it's animated, it is not for children. Not for children, emphasizing that. But wow.
But it is also ridiculously funny. Like,
it is really funny.
Super funny though. But it has levels of like such like dripping darkness comedy, like taken out of your own life and put on the screen. But it's with animals doing lots of weird animal stuff sometimes. Like birds will just fly in and out, because that's what birds do,
Or
So,
they'll run into a window. They'll just fly into a window and go, oh, crap.
Or there's a character who's a dog, and if you give him a ball, he'll just, be like, ball,
And, that's one of my favorite, like, the funniest scenes is when Princess Carolyn, who's a cat, and Bojack's agent, she's also an agent for the dog named Mr. Peanut Butter. And Mr. Peanut Butter is sort of loafing around, and Princess Carolyn says, Mr. Peanut Butter, I got you a job doing such and such. And he's like, Princess Carolyn, it's so good to see you. But he's a yellow lab, so he's really excited. Princess Carolyn, it's so good to see you, but I really don't feel like doing that right now. And she makes it sound like the job is like a ball, and it gets him really excited. And she's like, go get it, Mr. Peanut Butter. And he just gets really excited, and his tail starts wagging, and he's like, woo, 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 woo. And then he like jumps in the water, his pool in the backyard, and starts swimming, and he shakes off, and he's like, woo, 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 woo. It's really silly. It's one of those things you have to actually see it to get it, but whatever. It's hilarious. Take my word for it. BoJack.
No, it's great. I feel like a lot of those storylines come like directly out of people's lives. Truly, it deals with like mental illness, depression, drugs, things like that, and it takes like there's parts of it that are really serious, but it's also done in a way that's like there's a positivity and a hope about it that you can get through this dark time.
Just like real life.
Just like real life.
Like
so
I said,
good.
It gets really real and really relatable. So that's my pick. But like Brian said, it is extremely funny as well.
Laugh out loud.
And that's why it makes
sure.
it a dark comedy.
Yes.
All right, Brian, what's yours?
Okay, for me, this movie is a really fun movie, and it's funny because I remember my mom and I, maybe Katie was awake or she fell asleep, but we watched this. We went to this thing called a video store where you rented videos. Yeah.
Blockbuster.
It wasn't even a Blockbuster. It was just a regular
Hollywood
standalone.
Video.
Not even one of those. Gosh, probably a Starbucks now or something. But
not name brand.
anyways, we watched this movie. Had no idea where it came from. It's from Ireland of all places.
Oh my god.
But it's this really dark comedy. It's just so weird, and it's Waking Ned Divine.
That's a great pick.
That is obscure for people. I'm
It
sure.
it
I don't
is.
know I don't know if I would call it a dark comedy, but
It
I mean,
is.
someone
I see what you're
dies,
pointing at.
so I mean, it's
So
Spoiler. Anyways, listen to me.
literally the whole plot.
It is such a funny movie. I'm not going to tell you the whole plot. Just to say that rent it, find it. It's streaming someplace. I don't know, Netflix, Amazon Prime. Check it out. It's super funny. It's laugh out loud funny. It's set in Ireland, so there's a lot of drinking, a lot of cavorting. It's PG. It's one of those movies that is barely PG, but it gets away with it in so many spots. But it's a really dark comedy about these two Irish guys that fake a man's death and try to win the lottery. It's hilarious. It's so good, but it's not your normal typical comedy. Check it out. Waking Ned Divine. Awesome.
All right, that's a obscure film. I remember watching that with you guys when I was so young, having no idea what the heck was going on. All right, I guess I'll go ahead and have my turn. My first pick, and as the top of my list, is going to be Dan in Real Life.
you know, I was going to say that, and then I thought, no.
Oh, and I'm gonna say it, Dan in Real Life.
Talk about it.
This movie is actually in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. It is hilarious. It was a Steve Carell movie, and you know how most of his movies go. They're funny, they're lighthearted, and somewhat serious at times. And it is just a family fun film, kind of fall themed, like I would say. It's in Maine, filmed in Maine, so it kind of has like that fall cold feeling that you feel like you just need a warm blanket and a fireplace to sit up next to and just kind of laugh and giggle. Also has, oh gosh, what's her name? Ruthie Pigface Draper, who's
Ruthie Pigface.
I forgot her
Draper.
actress right now. Oh my gosh.
I actually don't know who that is. I just know her as,
She's a famous actress.
I just know her as Ruthie the pig-faced. I don't want to go out with Ruthie
the pig face.
The pig face.
It is hilarious, that film. Oh my gosh, what is her name though? I cannot remember.
Who are we talking about?
Ruthie Pigface Draper. Who is the actress?
I don't know who that is.
In Dan in Real Life.
You mean the main lady?
No, not the main lady. Emily Blunt. It's Emily Blunt.
You know, I see Emily Blunt's name and face everywhere. I don't know anything that she's in.
Well, now
She
you
just-
know.
she
You
just
know.
has- She has this generic face that
Oh,
Anyway.
don't say that. Emily Blunt is awesome.
She's
So
beautiful and
good.
she's awesome. She is a really
I
great
didn't
actress.
say anything about her not.
You said
being
she has a
famous.
generic face.
She has
That's,
a
like,
pig
so
face.
mean.
Face.
That's the whole joke.
Oh.
She's Ruthie Pigface Draper.
Oh my
I've only
Alright.
you're talking about Dan in Real Life. I've only seen it one time.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh, I could watch that every single year. It's just a funny movie. You've got
No, it's a great movie though. Great.
So, the movie starts out with you've got Dan. He is a writer and he writes for like newspaper columns on like being a single dad pretty much and raising his daughters. He's got 3 daughters. One is in high school learning how to drive. Another one is probably early high school, and then an elementary schooler. And they're going on a road trip to visit Dan's family. Well, Dan's wife has recently passed away, and well, not so recently. Recently enough where there's still grief, but now his family is wanting him to move on and, you know, maybe go find love again and, you know, give his daughters a new mom kind of deal. And so Dan just doesn't really want to deal with this. He's kind of like the runt of his family, where everybody else is going on with their lives and their families, and everybody's happy, and he's just kind of like, carrying on. And he meets a woman in a bookstore. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I would love for you all to go watch the film and what happens to the woman in the bookstore and why she becomes part of this narrative. And it is just such a funny film. Dan Cook is in it when he was still funny, and Dane Cook whenever he was less controversial.
It's like, Dan Cook, who's this guy?
Whatever. No, so go give that one a watch. It's definitely for this time of year. So
when I first saw it, I actually didn't really like it because and this goes into the dark factor. Everything that happens to Dan, it has a sort of trope that I never really liked, where everybody is just they're provoking him.
They're all so mean to him.
They really are, and it's like, why is this happening?
Well, it's just like, a bad stroke of luck, the whole family's upstairs in the nice warm cabin area type of thing house, and Dan gets put in the basement with like the washing machine that's like shaking uncontrollably, and he's like sitting there, not wanting to do, and his family just, picks on him a bit. You're like, what, poor guy. So you want him to catch a break. You want him to receive some good luck, and you think he's going to with the woman in the bookstore. And then the thing happens, and you're like, oh, of course this would happen to Dan, Mm-hmm. So, go check that one out. Dan in Real Life. KT, what you got?
Poor, ugly thing, you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I have just two more. I'm gonna go with, one... I'm gonna go with my last pick. This is my least pick. And it's more so because it's less of a comedy and more of just a dark film. But I think it qualifies because it's a Tarantino film. It's got comedy. I'm going to go with Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Yes. What is it? I can't think today. What is something that you like but it's a bad thing?
Temptation.
No. It's
Sin.
Yeah.
No. It's anyway.
Yes, I'd like a bowl of sin, please.
No, there's a phrase that I'm trying to think of, but I can't think of it. It's like I'm trying to be smart or something, but I remember that I'm not.
And then we're over here like,
yeah.
Stop while you're ahead.
So Kill Bill, I love this movie. If ever I need a movie to like really get invigorated, then I'll throw on Kill Bill's volumes 1 and 2. But I'm going to talk about just the first one.
The first fight in that film with the lady with her daughter getting off the school bus. Oh!
Dang, don't spoil the movie.
It's literally
It's
the
right at the
very
beginning.
first section of the film.
Yeah, it's the second scene of the film.
Oh, it is intense. Oh my goodness. It is awesome though.
Yeah, and it has these moments where it is just absolutely silly. For example, Uma Thurman is playing the bride, and she's they're swapping these martial arts moves. They're just like doing moves to intimidate one another, and all she does is swishes her ponytail back and forth.
And the blood, coming out. It's like gushing like a freaking fire hydrant.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be ridiculous, like not realistic in the slightest bit. Just over dramatic. And there's a weird pleasure that comes from that. Like, oh my gosh, like this is funny, but why is it funny? And so
people are dying.
Yeah,
You
like
sick freak.
Yeah, a lot of people are dying in this. So, or when I find this scene funny. I don't know why, because I guess I'm sadistic as well. So when the bride wakes up from a coma, there is a male nurse that she sees,
Oh man,
And-
listen,
but-
kids are wait, hold on. Kids
No,
are about
no,
to listen to this episode.
Stop. I know. Goodness. So she wakes up and she's really confused. And so she basically beats up the guy. I'm not going to say how, but she beats up the guy and puts his head like in between doors. A door and where it closes. She's like, "Where's Bill?" And
This is
she's
so
slamming the door.
violent.
Yeah, but he's like,
I'm scared.
he said, "Please stop hurting me." and it's I don't know why I find that very funny because she's looking for answers, but she keeps slamming this door into this guy's head. It's like, why are you doing that if you want
It
answers?
hurts my head. Ow,
Please
just thinking
stop
about
hurting
it.
me.
Yeah. So, so and there's a lot of funny things in the film, but it is by no means a light-hearted film.
Nor is it family friendly in the slightest.
No. But Kill Bill, dang it, I love it. I can't help it.
Good film. I watched that in high school. I finished up testing, and so we just had a few days left of school, and I had my laptop with me. I'm like, well, we're not doing anything, and those other people are doing stuff. Like, I'm just sitting here. So I pulled out my laptop, and I started watching Kill Bill in class.
Yeah, girl. Dang.
All right, Brian, what you got for us?
Okay, my comedy. This is one of my favorite films of all time. Definitely a top 25 favorite film. And it's from the Coen brothers. And the Coen brothers, they excel at dark comedy. If you look at all their films that they've done, Fargo, Raising Arizona, Burn After Reading, a lot of those films deal with a lot of dark comedy. Intolerable Cruelty, you could throw that up in there too. But
Oh my
the
gosh.
one film that I really like from them, because it deals with a lot of religious stuff too, religious themes, especially the book of Job in the Bible. The movie is called A Serious Man. It's not a well-known film. Very few people know about it, but it's one of their top films that the Coen brothers have done. Pretty much, it stars Michael Stuhlbarg, who's just one of our great character actors, as a physics professor in Minnesota, and he's just going through a really rough time in his life. His wife wants to leave him. He's about to get tenure at the university, but a student is trying to get him to give him a good grade in exchange for money, and he's trying to deal with that. His son is swearing, and his daughter is swearing and smoking, and all these horrible things are going on in his life and everything, and he's just trying to deal with it all. And he questions God throughout the whole thing, like, why is this happening to me? Just like Job did, I've been good, I've done all these things, I followed your rules and laws, blah, 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 and all these horrible things are happening to me and such. And the Coen brothers deal with it in such a funny way, but it's just one of those things that this is life, and you can either laugh at it, or even when it gets ridiculous and dark, and that's the beauty of dark comedy, is that when things that you normally don't laugh at, the way sometimes you just have to, that's like the only response you can give. So if you ever want to see like a wonderfully acted dark comedy, it's streaming every now and then on Netflix. A Serious Man with Michael Stuhlbarg, absolutely wonderful film. I highly, highly recommend it. You will not regret it.
With Intolerable Cruelty, one of my favorite lines from that movie is when they're at a restaurant and the nerd guy with George Clooney says to the waitress, "I'll have a green salad." And the waitress looks at him and says, "What the heck kind of color would it be?" She's just so dead serious.
Magenta.
Except that's not the word that she uses.
And she's like a typical Flo at a diner, you know?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Flo?
Oh, gosh. What the heck?
Great.
What would it
Yeah.
be?
Yes.
All right, I suppose it's my turn for my next film, and I'll just do two more as well. So I'll just do this one and one other one. My next pick is going to also be at the bottom of my list, but not a horrible movie. It is a great movie. That is why I'm suggesting it to you all. And that is Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh, nice.
Wes Anderson film, a classic, 2009. Amazing cast. You've got George Clooney, you've got Meryl Streep, you have Wes Anderson himself, and my least favorite, but I would say he's okay, but I can't stand this man, Bill Murray. I don't like him.
Hey, that's my dad.
I just don't like Bill Murray. Ever since watching Osmosis Jones, I have just always disliked him, which has basically been all my life because I watched that when I was very young. So he's in it too, and I guess he can be in it. He's fine, whatever. But this film is wonderful. It is stop motion animation, and it is just a delight. Literally, the best definition I can give it is the color orange. The whole film just feels very orange. I mean, you've got...
Look at this little sister.
I mean, you've got your fox orange color, and the whole film just screams orange, which whenever you think of fall, you think of the color orange, so it's just the perfect film to watch during that time. But you're following the story of this fox who's been living a pretty, okay life, but then decides he's going to go start stealing from this farmer, and then, havoc with his wife who's telling him, no, you gotta stop doing this, and then, other companions of his saying either you gotta stop this or start to join him, and the whole riot ensues with that. And it is just a delightful film to watch. It's a family film, so anyone can watch it. Throw it on your TV, sit with a nice apple cider, and enjoy Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Nice.
All right, Katie, you've got your last one.
I got my last one. All right, this is a little bit of an oldie. Came out in 1999. This movie came. I saw this movie at the right time in my life. I don't know why. I guess any time is the right time to watch this movie. I'm gonna go with Office Space.
Office
good
Space.
one.
Yes,
Good
I
one.
love Office Space. That's my red stapler. I'm gonna burn the building down.
Oh.
So Office Space is about a guy named Peter, who's played by Ron Livingston, who is working at this dead-end job. He hates this job. He hates his car. He hates his apartment. He is just not happy at all. Everything in his life is mediocre. His boss is I was going to use a word, but I don't know if it's appropriate for this channel.
A cupcake.
He's a booty.
He's a real wiener. He's a real wiener to Peter, and so Peter,
Right.
Peter's girlfriend at the time says, "Okay, well, we're going to go get you hypnotized. We're gonna see if hypnosis works on you." And so while he's being hypnotized into like this euphoric state, the hypnotist suffers a heart attack and dies. And so
I forgot that.
So now Peter is just left in this euphoric state while all this pandemonium is going on. And he's just like, you know what? I'm not going to go into work today. I'm not going to go tomorrow either. No, I'm just not going to go back. I'm just not. And so, but he excuse me. Oh my gosh. My voice is caught. He does eventually go back to work, but he also meets oh my god, Jennifer Aniston's character at a restaurant. Oh, he also broke up with his girlfriend because she was awful to him. Excuse me. And so he goes to this restaurant that's like a Beef O'Brady's, and Jennifer Aniston is there. And they start dating, and it's just about office life, like working in an office. But everything starts to go up from there. Now it eventually, and I know there's a lot to this film. Eventually, it gets to a point where Ron Livingston, Peter, and two other guys steal money from the company because they just want to steal money, but just they were intending on stealing just pennies on the dollar, fractions of pennies on the dollar, and just having it add up over the years. But they did the math wrong. They put a decimal in the wrong place, and now suddenly they have millions of dollars in their bank account. And so now they're freaking out, like, what's going to happen? What are we doing? What, oh my gosh. And I'll just leave it at that. Such a funny movie, really dark in some ways, because I think in some ways we can also relate to that, where, we work at a dead-end job. We're wondering, is there anything more than just going to work and paying our bills and having a loud neighbor with a mullet, So I would say Office Space is my last pick.
It is a good film, and it was, what was it? It was always on TV on one specific channel.
Like Comedy Central forever.
I feel like
or TBS, something like
TBS.
that.
I feel like I always saw it just like scrolling through. I'd be like, oh, there's Office Space again. And then you'd like turn it on, and you were like in the middle of the film, and you're like, oh yeah, haha. And then you'd keep going on.
and it is a movie that has a lot of quotable lines like, yeah, hi, I'm going to need you to come into work on Saturday.
And it's so relatable. Oh my goodness. Everybody's had to be like, sure, I'll do that for you.
Have you turned in those TPS reports? Yeah, we're going to need you to do that. Did you get the memo? Oh, it's so good. So good.
All right, Brian, what's your last film?
Okay, I just want to give a shout out to a few special mentions really quick. Observe and Report with Seth Rogen. Check it out. It's as dark as it gets. In Bruges. In Bruges with Ileana's friend Colin Farrell. It's a really dark movie, but super funny too. The Big Lebowski. The Big Lebowski, another Coen movie, really great. Hot Fuzz is just a great dark, but it's also an action movie too, technically. So, but for my final pick though, this movie is kind of the antithesis of Office Space. It's funny that Katie mentions this. This movie is way on the other side of Office Space. It is a dark comedy, but not in the way that you would think of it as a comedy. It's just, it's hard to explain. But if you've never seen The Wolf of Wall Street, it is such a funny film, completely beginning to end. But it is a dark comedy because the main character is a total butthead. No, butthead. That's the only way. I mean, I would say the other word, but I can't say it because this is a kid's show. But he is, because he's not a good guy. He is an anti-hero. He's selfish. He's a womanizing, drug-using, greedy American guy that, just only looks out for number one. Pretty much the story of Jordan Belfort, this guy who, grew up on the stock market on Wall Street and ended up accumulating billions of dollars and pretty much losing it all. Just this wild story directed by the master Martin Scorsese. Just does an incredible job. It is such a hilarious movie, beautifully acted by Leonardo DiCaprio. It's one of those films where you realize this kid is not just Jack on the side of the boat sinking into the water. He is a legit actor. He can act. He acts his guts out in this movie. Such amazing physical comedy. But it is dark comedy. There's a lot of really messed up poop that happens in this movie. So that would be the one. It's long, but it's such a good entertaining time. I mean, I think it's just about 3 hours, but you won't have a better time watching a movie. It is F words galore, drugs galore, not out of probably all the movies we talked about today, dark comedies are usually not movies for kids, other than the ones that Ileana said. But yeah, so of all the movies I think we've mentioned today, dark comedies, this is the one you do not let your children see at all, period. Because it is so bad. It is so bad that it's just bad. But it's also good. So good. Wolf of Wall Street.
I did not like that movie.
It's
Not
because
at
you're a
all.
good person at heart. That's why.
I guess so, because I just can't. I couldn't stand his character. I was like,
That's the part of it, because
I
you
know.
look at that character and you're like, oh my, this guy is scum. He's a scum dude. But to me it's entertaining, because that's watching the villain, the hero, win and then lose.
Wah, wah.
Can I mention my special mentions real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So my special mentions, kick butt, except it's not kick butt. It's something else. I don't know. If I can say it on the show.
We know.
Yeah.
We
This
know.
one
Kick the
is
donkey.
also- yeah. This one is also a TV show not for kids. Shameless. Not for kids. And Django Unchained. I love Django
Oh,
Unchained.
another Leonardo.
Yeah, and another Tarantino film.
Yeah.
I love Django Unchained. Okay, those are my special mentions.
Well,
It's funny because the Coen brothers, Tarantino, Scorsese, they're all in that kind of same boat of like where they take like real life and things that happen in real life that they're funny, but it's like they're unfortunate circumstances,
Yeah.
but you can't help but laugh,
There was one that I forgot, and I'll just throw it out. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I can't stand watching that movie.
I wouldn't put that as a dark comedy. I put that as a slapstick, definitely.
Maybe-
More
That-
slapstick.
that
but
movie-
it has dark elements in it.
It
Yeah,
frustrates
I can see
me
that.
to no end, because like the whole light thing, when he's trying to figure out the lights with like the sun, and it's the back and forth, the mom or his wife or whatever. It's so just annoying. I'm like, this gives me anxiety. Like, it's over there. You just want to start screaming.
Yeah.
But
And I
you
think
feel
that's
like
what
the
makes it
neighbors
for me.
watching that movie. Just. I don't know
I
if
think-
anybody
I
else
think
feels
that's
that way.
why- No, I think that's exactly why I feel like it's a dark comedy, because it's just aggravating. And
It is
just-
so annoying. And then
well,
the brother
not
comes
annoying,
in.
It's just aggravating. It's like, oh, give me a break.
Oh no, that's cousin Eddie. It's not the brother.
Oh, yeah. Okay, his cousin. Get him out of here. Oh, no.
All right, Ileana, what's your last pick?
All right, my last pick is for kids, for sure. And fun for the whole family. One that we
What would we
love-
do without you?
One that we love here so much on Bump That is Matilda.
A dark comedy?
No, I'm not doing dark comedies.
Oh, that's right.
She's doing autumn themed movies because she
That
doesn't
are also
do
comedies.
dark.
Because I'm a literal toy. I am a toy.
Oh.
So my honorable mentions actually are Coco, Disney's Coco, or Pixar's Coco, While You Were Sleeping with Sandra Bullock, and You've Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. Which I was going to almost say You've Got Mail instead of Matilda, but Matilda is more family friendly than
Those are really good autumn themed, November, October films though.
yeah.
Very
So
nice.
Matilda is more
that are
like,
non Halloween. So yes.
Right. Coco could be kind of close, but it's Dia de los Muertos, but I mean, people still look at it as like, ooh, the Halloween spooky theme because it's got skeletons and whatever. Muerto. So mine is going to be Matilda, and that's more towards the beginning of fall, right when the school season starts. So some school seasons start in September. Fall is around that time as well. So that is just a lovely film for the whole family to watch. You're starting off with this little girl who is in this family who doesn't really care about her. They only care about themselves, pretty much. And they are selfish, and this little girl is just, too smart for this family. They want to sit in front of a TV and eat yucky TV. Oh, that food that they're eating, that like TV dinner, looked disgusting. Let me just tell you.
Kid
And watch
cuisine.
crap TV.
Quick cuisine.
And Matilda's,
Not a sponsor.
She's too smart for that, and she wants her family to finally, look at her, or maybe not even her family, just anybody, and feel important. So she goes.
Can we get some goddamn pancakes in here, please?
So she goes and asks if she can go to school. 4 then.
No, she says 5 then.
Oh yeah, 6.5. I turned 6.5. What did she say? I can't remember what the line is. But Katie and I love that movie that we quote it all the time. I think all of us quote it all the time. But she finally gets to go to school, public school, and meet friends. But she also has a superpower. She can move things with her mind.
Hey,
MCU,
spoiler!
wow.
Oh my
It's
gosh!
Literally,
are
that
you
movie came out
kidding me?
so long ago, Brian.
Dang it, dude! Oh my gosh!
And then you have the lovely Miss Honey, who is her school teacher, who is just a ray of sunshine in Matilda's life, and they bond together to get away from the evil Miss Trunchbull, the principal. Ah! Ah!
What? Sell me a lemon.
Oh, that movie is hysterical. You will be laughing. It is fun for the whole family. Little children will love it. We love it at our adult age. So go check out Matilda if you haven't already. And that concludes our mishmash of dark comedies and fall-themed films.
Wait,
We
we were
go-
talking about comedies?
Wait, we go from, the darkest, most grittiest, vile movies, comedies, to something that's so sweet and happy and cheerful.
Yeah, you've got Kill Bill in this list somehow, and you've also got Matilda in this list somehow.
I mean, when the kid is eating the chocolate cake, that could be considered torture on some level.
My mom's is better.
The kid is like dying in his seat, just stuffing himself till he's about
Or
to
even even the little girls who are afraid. Everybody's afraid of Miss Trunchbull, but the little girl who's like, "Yes, Miss Trunchbull, are you a pig, Amanda?" And then chucks her out.
And then she goes into the chokey, and if you look at the chokey, that's a torture room right there. That's
Literally,
straight.
dark
That's
comedy
Tarantino,
right there.
bro. That is legit,
Dark comedy.
man.
It's made it on the list. At least I had one.
Oh my goodness.
And that.
And then,
concludes-
wait. In fact, if you think about it, there's like child abuse going on.
Are you
because
getting
the
smart with
trunch,
me?
the Trunchbull takes Miss Honey, and she was like you can't grab my arm like that anymore, Miss, Auntie. What's her name?
Aunt Trunchbull.
Yeah. No, what's her name? Aunt Agatha.
Yeah, but she didn't.
And everybody's like, "Oh shoot!" Like, dang, Agatha used to beat Miss Honey when she was a kid. And
what was her dad's name?
And did Magnus.
Magnus. And so Matilda plays a prank on Miss Trunchbull and pretends to be
Yeah.
but that whole thing. Well, even
you know that when Agatha came into the home, now that she possibly, we don't know for sure, she murdered Magnus.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Magnus was gone, she saw Miss Honey and was like, "Oh, this kid is toast." And then she tortured that little kid for years until she finally left the house. Man, that's some messed up
There's also like
horse pucky right there, okay? Let
my
me tell you.
There's also like psychological things, like,
Yeah.
lady, where were you? The principal kept us for hours after school because some boy ate some chocolate cake. That's the biggest lie I ever heard.
No. What's the line that we always quote, Katie?
Look, Miss Snit.
What's the one where he's like, no, the one where he
Get
goes,
up.
get up. Are you being smart with me? Because if you're being smart with me, Oh,
You're
what
gonna
does he
be
say?
punished.
Yeah, you're gonna be punished.
Wait,
Punished
what
for
is
For
he?
being
smart?
smart? Get
Being
up.
a smart, no, for being a
Oh.
smart aleck. When a person is bad, that person needs to be punished.
Person?
Wait,
Get up.
wait. Tell me this. What? We having a jacuzzi party in here or something? What is it? What's,
Hot tub party?
Get the heck out of my house! I slave away selling cars all day, and I come to find
swimsuit salesman?
a party of strippers.
Oh my gosh.
You don't let me talk to anyone, Harry. I'm in a cage, Harry.
I'm in a cage.
Yeah, no, this might be the darkest movie of them all. There's domestic abuse,
I got it.
school
That
abuse.
That same scene. Dad, what? Yell at me. Shut up and leave us alone. Yell at me again. She's literally asking for it. Yell at me again. Yell at you. I'm gonna go in there and pound your miserable hide. What do I gotta do to get a little respect around here?
Oh
Wait,
my.
wait, and then they leave a child in a burning hot car. Okay, we all know what happens when you leave children in vehicles out in the sun.
This is the darkest. You know what?
It's
I think
the
I found the
darkest
title for this
movie.
episode.
The kid is already like hyperventilating, shaking the rattle at the baby because he's about to be toast. He's dehydrating. They
Shriveling
tortured
up at
that
the
boy.
scene.
Have a marshmallow dip face. Dip face.
Wow, we've really unpacked Matilda to its core.
You go to your room right now. Right now.
Moby, what?
This is trash. It's not mine. It's a library book. I'm fed up with all
Wait.
this reading.
Wait, no, this is it. This proves that this movie is a filthy cesspool getting sticky with Mickey. What the heck, man?
I don't know if anybody has this much like knowledge that we're pulling out of our butts here from Matilda. The
Roald
children-
Dahl didn't even come up with that, bro. Dang.
It's all Danny DeVito, the king of dark comedy. We should have known.
Yeah, no. Ileana, you got it right. That movie is legit dark, man.
I got it right. I am the winner here.
Holy
Wow.
crap.
Child abuse, verbal
Negligence.
abuse,
Wow.
murder, theft, identity theft.
Stalking the guys outside, the boat salesman. Stalking.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh man, and the last one. You know what happens to little kids that don't have parents, right? They end up in an orphanage with huge cockroaches. That's what they say when they're investigating the garage. And Matilda's in there. She's like, "I hope you have a search warrant."
Wow. We've really nailed it, haven't we, guys?
Yes, indeed.
And with that, that concludes episode 45 of Bump That, with concluding Matilda is the darkest film ever made. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like. Thumbs down are going away apparently, so it's not going to make any difference if you thumbs down at this point. But if you would like to thumbs down because we are awful people and you guys think that Matilda is not the darkest film ever and we're talking out of our butts, leave a dislike as well. Also leave a comment so you can be thrown into that drawing for our giveaway. Please leave a comment. What are your darkest favorite films? What are your favorite fall comedies? Let us know down in the comments below. And we are signing off. We've got Brian in this corner.
Sticky with Mickey.
We've got KT in this corner. And I'm Ileana, your host, signing off. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
I will get you, Magnus. I will get you.